And we're back with more Legend of Legaia. Lee and Strife here in the Mist Generator. So, this looks nifty, and this looks important. And just says, Zeto's Dungeon.
Yep.
That's fair. Oh boy.
Look at his club. It looks like a baby rattle.
The thing looks like a giant hand.
Uh-huh.
Oh, it's because it is.
Yeah.
Bonk! Rattle go boom!
Uh-huh.
Oh, hey, look.
Yeah, he learned it right away.
Yeah.
He's not as much of a blockhead as I thought he was. Bullshit, he's still a blockhead. Okay. Whoever gets him first gets him. Oops.
I'm spending a minute or two while you're in the dungeon posting my podcast that we did.
How in the hell? I don't even want to know. Huh. Okay, I am coming back this way for a second just to make sure that, yeah. Okay then. What's down here? Wait a minute. Oh, I just had Noah. I had them all attack the theater. Damn it. I want Gala to attack the theater. Really, you two? Okay, there was a chest down there. I opened it.
Alright, all that's done. Yay, now I can watch the Hand of Doom get destroyed. And it does look like it looks like a weird like microphone or baby rattle with chains around it.
Uh-huh.
I'm getting like Wallmaster vibes from that thing and I don't like it. Hooray!
Really?
Boo.
I'm gonna put the ivory
Yeah.
book on Gala so that he'll have a better chance at learning some of this stuff that he needs to learn.
Speaking of headbutts, imagine getting bonked in the head by the side of that knife that has a tip on it. It's like I've
Oh,
never
wait a
seen that
minute.
before.
I have that infinite items code on. I can give everybody an ivory book.
Oh dang, yeah. Yeah.
There we go.
More. Also, this is kind of disgusting. I know those are supposed to be like tree roots and things, but they look like little like.
I
Not-
know.
Not. No, they wouldn't be called blood vessels. They'd be called veins and arteries and stuff like that. Ew. I know it's supposed to be trees, but still. It reminds me of Exodus Castle in, a little bit in Final Fantasy V, where it looks like a normal castle, but surprise, it's human bones that jiggle and maneuver and bleh. It's as disgusting as it sounds. Stupid hand. Damn it.
Oh my god, will one of you please learn this damn thing already?
Yes, before we run into Zeto or Zeto and get rid of him before we get a chance to.
Well, the good thing is that thing, the hand, is the unique enemy that's specific to this dungeon. Because you've seen, we haven't encountered it anywhere before yet.
Yeah.
It's the one that is unique to this dungeon, so it'll be on every floor of the dungeon. We'll have so many opportunities to learn it while I try to get Gala caught up. I'm just gonna auto everybody on this because everybody has a equal opportunity here for that one.
God, now that I'm seeing it do it, I'm using it to do it for my hand too. That's kind of a like physical therapy thing. Like, squeak, you know, like I don't know why. Damn it! There we go. point that thing, it can stab somebody's eyes out. And not the people you want them to.
No, right?
Word of warning, if you work with a box cutter, always hand them out with the handle facing your employers and your employees.
Yeah. Oh shit.
You can tell I've broken a lot of boxes in my recent work. And they even had to tell us at a staff meeting once. They told us, don't bring the box cutters out on the floor. Because I've done that by mistake.
Ooh.
Because that's what happens. You start work on in the back, destroying boxes and putting out product, and the next minute you know, oh, I'm working door. Okay. To be fair, I'm at that stage where we have enough people working the back that I don't have to do that sort of thing anymore. Because the last time I did it was a couple weeks ago, and I forgot how hectic it is to move boxes and move stuff for like 2 hours. So I'm like, now I remember why I don't have to do that anymore most of the time. Because people wonder, how do they get exercise and how do they move around? Just walk for an hour or two and you'll feel exhausted.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to make it some super complicated thing like a P90X or a crazy workout regimen. You just move boxes for a living. And there are people that do that. They just work warehouses, and I'm like, oh.
Yep.
Imagine that as your life. I mean, if that's what you do, that's fine. It's a cool amount of exercise. Damn. That's why I'm glad I'm not one of those moving company people. Because imagine how fucking hard that would be. It's like, I gotta move a couch. No, I gotta move a piano.
Oh.
Nope, I gotta move the entire house. Ugh. Nah. Oh, a short sword, nice. No more dinky little knives for me. Yeah. Also, this looks like the Cloister of Trials, and I don't know if I like that.
It's not.
I know. I know. The one thing nobody liked about Final Fantasy X.
The Cloister of Trials. I fucking hated that part.
I mean, good on them for coming up with a plan to break out all... It does look like it. Good God damn it. Like, it's one of those things, it's like... It's a great idea in theory, and just in general, like, breaking up the gameplay is a cool idea. That's why you do cutscene, fighting stuff. Or you do cutscene, social stuff, fighting, as a loop. But, man, going back and seeing people struggle having never done the Cloister of Trials before, it reminds you of doing it the first time and thinking, I used to be those people.
Yeah.
But then I still struggle at Bahamut section, being like, God damn it, that stupid platform doesn't want to go where I want it to go. And now I gotta run it all over again. Like, the other ones are just finicky, but still. But none of that here. It's just straightforward dungeon.
Yeah, there's really not going to be any puzzles in here to do.
I'm kind of glad, because some of the animations and concepts in this game were a little finicky. Because as I've maintained, I'm more of a Zelda 2D versus a 3D Zelda person, because in a 2D Zelda you can kind of see everything there is to see without having to manage that third dimension. It's kind of like platforming in 3D. There's just something... Like, it's gotten better, but, like, those initial, like, Super Mario RPG, like, or Super Mario 64, or Zelda 64, or early Kingdom Hearts, and yay, Vera! It's like, man, they were rough.
Yes.
And more power to you if you like the 3D Zeldas, and they have their charm, but, man.
Uh-huh.
It's tough trying to gauge a puzzle when it's like it's on a different floor than me. I can't see that bat. What the fuck? That bat ruined my concentration. Unlike a 2D where it's like, oh, okay, it's just in a different room. All right, I get it. And this is irrespective of, hey, I'm in the water temple. But, you know. That reminds me, I do want to play a Zelda game on this channel, but it's tough to do when most of them are locked behind the Switch Online.
Yeah. Oh, she finally learned it.
Yay! It's like I wouldn't mind doing at least Ocarina of Time, but the only one that's really easy access right now is either Breath of the Wild or Link's Awakening, and I'm like, of the two, Link's Awakening.
Oh, you know what you could do? You could play the old school one for the Game Boy.
Is that one available on the Switch?
Do you have Nintendo Online?
No.
Even just the basic Nintendo Online, it's like $20 for the whole year.
Oh.
And it gives you access to the Game Boy stuff for free.
Huh.
I have access to Nintendo and Super Nintendo and original Game Boy now for free. Because I have Nintendo Online.
Okay, because what was the one that was like the monthly purchase that only had certain games and...
It's not a monthly purchase. It was for an entire year, but it only gives you DLC from certain games. That's when you do the Online Plus.
Oh.
That's the Online Plus pass. And what it does is it gives you
PlayStation Plus. Oh.
It's Nintendo, not PlayStation.
I know.
But PlayStation Plus, yeah, PlayStation Plus is the monthly thing that gives you free games.
Oh.
But for
you can tell I don't go into those types of subscriptions much.
We used to have a subscription to PlayStation Plus, but we don't anymore. We had to let it go.
Yeah, because there were some games, like I remember I've bought so many games and I still haven't touched for whatever reason, either just because I'm doing other things on this or I'm doing other, like I just never got around to it. It's like there's Astral Chain, Octopath Traveler, seriously the first one. I bought it and I don't know if I've touched it yet.
Well, that was how I got the Final Fantasy VII Remake, that first game, for free.
Oh.
Because I got it through PlayStation Plus, and now since we don't have PlayStation Plus, I can't play it. Because it won't let you play them if you don't have a subscription anymore.
Oh yeah, that we give you access to games. We don't actually let you buy them.
Oh, you could still buy it if you really want to.
Yeah.
Like if I really wanted to, if I had the money, I could just go buy it. But I don't have the money and I don't want to.
Yeah, because that was one of the things that we came up with actually devising playing this was I don't have access to this game. You're the one who does. So that's why we devised the idea of you playing it, which we lucked out in, and actually, because there are just some games that I'm just like, well, I'd like to, but I don't have access. Because I remember Persona 4 until they released it on the on the recent PlayStations and the Nintendos was I'd have to hook up a PS3 to download a PS2 version of that game. The same idea would apply for anything like because that's how I think I played Castlevania Lament of Innocence. Was the same way. I was like, that's a lot of work.
It healed itself. You see this shit.
What a dick. Because, again, I understand the annoyance of having to, say, rebuy a game for a new platform. But in some cases, it's actually kind of nice that games are being remastered and re-released, and whether like irrespective of quality, like you have situations like the Chrono Cross port, which apparently not that great of quality, like Tales of Symphonia, Persona 3 Portable, they're not the best quality of remasters.
Mm-hmm.
But it's still like a cool thing to be able to access them. Yeah, it sucks having to pay for another game again. But it also beats the annoyance of I have to dig out my old PlayStation or my old whatever to hook it up to a modern TV to do this all over again. That's why I can't really play Metal Gear Solid unless I bought like the PlayStation Classic or something, because it's like I don't really have access to those early Metal Gear Solid games, or 4. And 5 is only on PlayStation 4, so it's like, well, that one's not so bad. But that causes a whole host of other issues. It's like, would I rather play the Phantom Pain or would I play Snake Eater? Snake Eater 5 million different times, I think. So I understand the issue of I don't want to pay every single time a new console comes out for an old game that I have access to, because the backwards compatibility is a thing you should just have.
Yeah.
But if it's the alternative, because the ease of access of plugging in a capture card, because I do capture cards externally. I think you do internal capture card. Is that because most people with multiple PCs do internal capture cards?
I only have one PC.
Oh yeah, and I do the external capture card. So I plug in basically 2 HDMI ports and then a plug in for the Elgato. And I've had that Elgato capture card for like 5 years.
I don't have an Elgato, but I do have a capture device.
Yeah. But again, it's like it's easy access to do PS4, PS5, Switch, stuff like that, versus what you'd have to do with, God forbid, not just PlayStation 3, but God forbid anything else. People who are like devoted to the I want to do the retro thing with the consoles as they are. There are people who go through a lot of freaking mess just to make sure that those old consoles work with capture, which is cool, in a way, if you're into that. I'm not really. I'm the path of least resistance guy. Absolutely. As one can imagine. Yay, Naito.
Yeah, I'm going to freely admit I'm using an emulator on my computer, and that's how I'm able to record it.
Yeah, and I don't think that's an issue unless we were to monetize it, and I don't think anyone's going to worry too much. But again, that's just like achievement hunting. It's like a personal preference. Everybody has a different way they want to do things. Because to me, it's like...
Don't even start me on achievement hunting.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about that. But yeah, it's like... If I was to play the old Final Fantasy games, I want to kind of wait to get the Pixel Remaster. I know it's $75 to get all 6. But that's like saying, oh, I know that I'm going to play them and buy them and beat them, because they're Final Fantasy and they're the ones I enjoyed playing. Well, not really 2 or 3. But actually, no. I enjoy 3 to a point. It's just the final dungeon sucks without save points. They fixed that. 2, you might have heard of how weird 2 is. It's one of those things. It's like Final Fantasy VIII, where they have this weird mechanic of how they do the battles and leveling up. It's the Zelda 2 and Simon's Quest of Final Fantasy. Let's just
okay, so he just needs to learn Gizem and Zenmar, because he's got the other 4.
Yeah, because Gizem was in the forest. I don't think Gizem's here, right?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, it is? Okay.
We just haven't seen it yet.
Oh, okay.
Zenmar is on every...
Fighting the hand.
Zenmar is on every floor, but it will show up in a fight with one other type of Saru. And the ones that you encounter depend on what floor you're on.
Oh, okay. So it might just be
like on the first floor that we were on, we were finding Gimard and Feeder. Down here, we're finding Vera and Naito. The next floor that we go to, we're gonna find the Gizms.
Okay.
So like they break it up.
That makes sense. Okay.
I'm just making sure that I've found all the chests and stuff.
Yeah, because we may not get another chance. This could be one of those things where the dungeon is done when we're done with it.
Oh yeah, once we're done, the dungeon's gonna collapse in on itself.
Yay, that mechanic. Oh boy.
Once we actually destroy the mist generator, the dungeon itself is gonna collapse in on itself.
Oh boy.
So
Speaking of games I want to play, if they ever decide to release them, is Xenosaga. I know they won't because Bandai Namco don't want to do it. They have no problem re-releasing Tales of Symphonia 5 million different times, but they sit here with the license of Xenosaga with people ready to want to buy it because it's been like 20 years. But nah. Mostly because the first one sold super well, the second one was shit, and then the third one was, well, we tried.
yeah. I'll take your word for that.
Yeah, and like I said, it has the Metal Gear Solid 4 problem. It was the originator of, hey, we have hour-long cutscenes and then we have combat. It's like watching an anime. Which is fine because I'm an anime nerd, but still. If you're not into those types of games, it is a slog. But again, I like the first and the third ones. But again, I think the one, like, it's not Xenosaga I hate most. I think the one I want most that I'm reticent to do like an emulation for is Lufia 2. Because that game is so, like, everybody loves it, but nobody's played it. And the people who've played it know that why isn't there more Lufia? Because I think the people who made it don't make it anymore.
Oh.
So it like passed around from license to license, and it wasn't like a Nintendo. If it was a Nintendo property, it'd be one thing. I think it was from it was either Taito or Natsume or something. It was like some company from the 90s that does not exist anymore. So it's like, well, fuck. Because if you want me to gab on about a game that I really, really, really like, that I don't think anybody's going to question, it would be Lufia 2. Because Lufia 2 was JRPG combat with Zelda-type dungeons. It's as cool as it sounds. And then they tried to make an action RPG out of it in the DS era, and it didn't work.
Oh my god, I wish this blockhead would just learn stuff.
I think he learned Zenoir, but he didn't learn the other ones.
Oh no, he hasn't learned Zenwar yet.
Oh, boo.
He's learned everything except Gizem and Zenwar. The other two already have everything.
Come on, game. Just give the things.
Okay, I will show you. I'll go into equipment just so you guys can see what the burning jewel increased defense against fire. And I got the Azure Jewel to go with the Scarlet Jewel, which increases your lower defense. And I don't need the magic and cure amulets at all. And Tempest Jewel.
Tempest Jewel. I believe that's wind?
Yep. Increased
thunder,
defense.
wind.
It increases defense against wind powers.
Bye.
Uh-huh.
that'll be nifty.
Yep.
Except we
All right,
probably
I've
won't
got.
need it when.
Wait a minute. I want to use hers. That's why I wanted to use hers.
Ah,
Um,
leveling up is good.
yeah. Vaughn's already leveled up, so I wanted to get hers to level up too.
Is there a level cap to those?
Level 9.
Ah,
And let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and save because we're at 31 minutes now.
yeah, because this looks like a halfway point of the game, or at least of this dungeon. So, next time we'll do more. And hopefully fight Zeto and beat the shit out of him. But we'll see next time.